Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another video. Patrick CC dropped the banger, so we're checking it out. Let's see.
Hasbulla is a 20-year-old, 3'3" internet sensation that seemingly rose to superstardom overnight. His hilarious viral videos have gotten him famous all over the world. Today, he has over 8 million followers on Instagram and just secured a massive contract with the UFC.
Really?
Hasbulla is humble, but he is no fool. He knew exactly the right people he needed to become friends with to accelerate to the next level of fame. He left some old friends in the dust and made new friends in high places. There has been a lot of suspicion surrounding his fame, coming from a tiny village in Russia to meetings with royalty. How exactly did Hasbulla do it? Well, the secret behind his success is crazier than we thought. Hasbulla, who also goes by Hasbeek, was born in the small village of Akusha, Russia, which is inside the Republic of Dagestan. You probably have heard of Dagestan because it is the home of the UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov. Mixed martial arts has a huge part of Hasbulla's story, but we'll get to that. At some point, Hasbeek moved to the largest city in Dagestan, Makhachkala. Although the reason for the move is unknown, it's possible he moved there to get access to better medical facilities to learn more information about his illness. Hasbulla has the facial features and body structure of a toddler, despite him being 20 years of age. It's likely caused by him being born with a growth hormone deficiency, where the brain's pituitary gland can't produce the necessary hormones for a growing human. However, technically, his condition is undiagnosed. Hasbulla said that doctors told him they did not know specifically what is wrong with him. Very little is known about Hasbulla's upbringing. No, it's not because I'm a lazy researcher, but if you understand more about his culture, the lack of information makes a lot of sense. Firstly, Dagestan as a whole is known for being a very poor republic of Russia. It's possible that his family had limited access to technology, computers, and smartphones growing up, so he wasn't uploading YouTube videos in 2008 like me. He did go to Islamic school for 4 years before he dropped out. He did not like the way his teachers treated him, and because of his condition, classmates were not always the nicest. Despite abandoning school, he still spent most of his days practicing his religion and spending time with the family. But that's pretty much all we know about his upbringing. As Americans, we often have this expectation that humans have to live this spectacular life. We have to travel, experience different cultures and lifestyles, have lofty goals, make a lot of money, and constantly chase this better life that is sold to us on a daily basis. Many people from Dagestan and all over the world live almost the opposite. They have a job to help their community, they spend a lot of time practicing their religion, they spend a lot of time with family, and usually practice a sport, which for many Dagestanians, their sport of choice is wrestling, which has led to producing some of the most dangerous fighters in the world. Their region may be poor in terms of GDP and other economic factors, however their culture is rich, and their people are admirable. Their life is valued by their relationships with others and their dedication to God. Hasbulla says he never planned to be famous. It just kind of happened. It all started in June of 2020 when he posted a TikTok video of him eating his favorite fruit, strawberries. Get
off the house! What movie is that?
This simple TikTok changed Hasbulla's life. The video went super viral on the Russian side of TikTok. People were saying he's cute, saying he looks somewhere between 6 and 40 years old, and questioning his condition. The mystery of Hasbulla began. Hasbulla continued to upload videos of him eating strawberries and saying this phrase, which translates to, "Strawberries are bomb, to be honest." This phrase was turned into a TikTok meme. Just a couple of weeks later, the virality caught the attention of Mohammad Murtazaliyev, owner of The Chef Cooks YouTube channel. Mohammad owns a restaurant called M Tokyo in Dagestan and invited Hasbeek to try some food and do an interview. This was the first time the internet got to learn a little bit about him. The video got well over 2 million views, and from there, Hasbulla realized he could start to finally profit from his condition. He started charging about 25,000 rubles, or $300 for a video collaboration. The next video, they made a chocolate fondue fountain. dipped strawberries and bananas, and did a taste test. The audience could not get enough of Hasbulla, so they continued to collaborate on food reviews and other Hasbulla lifestyle content for the next couple of months. Hasbeek was also contacted by Cubic, a children's department store in Mahachkala, to do a commercial. At the end of the commercial, he used his iconic catchphrase, but instead of strawberries are bomb, he said Cubic is bomb. Within a month, Hasbeek raised his rate to 100,000 rubles, or $1,200, and realized he could make an actual living from social media. He focused on growing his Instagram and TikTok following by reposting clips of the content he made with Muhammad. These clips would make the rounds on Russian social media algorithms. He was even featured on the news in Dagestan, where the hosts reacted to his viral videos. In just a couple of months, Hasbulla was a rising star in Dagestan. However, one man was about to take his fame to a whole new level. In late 2020, Hasbulla was discovered by a much larger Russian YouTuber, Azkab Tamev. Tamev is known as the Chechen Hulk because of his massive neck and body build. He is from the Republic of Chechnya, which is about 100 miles away from Mahachkala. Tamev was a mixed martial artist growing up and would make vlogs of his fitness journey and training sessions, each of them generating millions of views. He only had one professional fight in which he won, but he got so popular on YouTube through his fighting lifestyle videos that he became a Chechnyan star. Tamev saw the potential in Hasbulla, so he paid him for a video collaboration. The video was basically just a vlog where Tamev and his fans got to know Hasbeek, but there was one pivotal moment that changed everything. Basically, Tamev asked Hasbeek if he wants to hit the gym. He says, "You're weak, right?" And Hasbulla says, "No, I'm not," and punches him in the face. Tamev taunts him a little more and they have a laugh while Hasbeek throws some more hands. They left the restaurant and hit the gym. Hasbulla strapped on the boxing gloves and struck fear into the souls of anyone who dared to test him. The clips of Hasbulla fighting were beloved by the community. How could you not laugh at a tiny man punching someone with all his might, but it does zero damage? Tamev asked Hasbulla if he would like to fight anyone, and he said yes, but there is no opponent for him since he is so small. At that moment, a light bulb went off in Tamev's head. He started planning something that would change both of their lives forever. Hasbulla became a regular guest on Tamev's channel, as well as other Dagestanian YouTubers. He was a cheat code for millions of views.
Погнали. Давай, давай, быстрее.
Ooh, crashed.
Hasbeek had already accumulated 500,000 followers on Instagram by the end of 2020 before anyone in the Western world knew about him, but the comments kept begging to see Hasbulla fight, and Tamev had the perfect opponent. On January 20th, 2021, a video that now has 11 million views was uploaded announcing a fight between Hasbulla and Abdu Rozik. Abdu is a 19-year-old singer from Tajikistan who appears to have the same genetic condition as Hasbulla, making him the perfect opponent. This video was their first press conference, where they are shouting at each other through a TV screen stating how they were going to knock each other out. Tamev also became Hasbulla's manager at this point. He was using his network to help Hasbeek get more business and obviously sponsorship money. For all of 2021, Tamev's most viewed videos were the ones that Hasbulla was in, which peaked when he finally got Hasbeek and Abdu in the same room together in May. This video has 19 million views and millions of views on other social medias. This was the very first time the United States got introduced to Hasbulla. Since none of the videos had captions, Americans just saw two tiny humans that look like toddlers screaming at each other and ready to rip their heads off.
Иди сюда.
Я тебя с радостью оставил.
Иди сюда, приходи, давай.
Tamev let everyone know that this fight was indeed scheduled, and they planned on making it a legit televised bout. The ridiculousness of these two tiny men getting in the ring together was enough to keep people waiting. Their social media accounts were skyrocketing. This was about to be bigger than McGregor vs. Khabib. The fight was being hyped up a lot by Tamev. He was posting his training clips. Meanwhile, Hasbulla was going super viral in the USA and getting a lot of new followers. Some of his most famous videos were the ones where he was imitating Khabib. His USA audience still didn't know who Hasbeek was, so they gave him the nickname Mini Khabib. It's tough to know how serious this fight was at this point. In the back of everyone's minds, they thought it had to be just a big joke. Hasbulla became a mastermind of social media at this point, fully understanding what types of things people wanted to see from him, entertaining millions with his antics. However, behind the scenes, things were not so good between Tamev and Hasbulla. Close friends of Hasbeek were saying that Tamev was taking advantage of him and mocking him publicly. On top of that, Hasbulla was demanding more money, which at this point Tamev was paying him 100,000 rubles per video. Hasbeek said he was not being paid enough by Tamev, and because of the disagreement, they would no longer be working together. Tamev made a response video where he told his side of the story. Tamev says that Hasbulla wanted 300,000 rubles or $3,700 per video. He also said that the people around
How much was each video pulling? Because, bro, you basically made a whole video about this. So.
Hasbulla are truly the ones who are deceiving him and taking advantage of him. A divide started to occur. Some viewers were saying Hasbulla was greedy, that he is ungrateful for all that Tamev did for him, and that Tamev is the one who made him so popular. Hasbulla supporters said the exact opposite, that most of Tamev's popularity came from Hasbeek being featured on the channel. And
it's both. It's a little bit of both. Honestly.
And that he deserved the money he demanded since Tamev could easily afford it. From here, it made a lot of people wonder if Hasbulla was being taken advantage of. After all, he is extremely vulnerable to abuse and mistreatment due to his size. Luckily, Hasbulla didn't even need his famous friend Tamev anymore because he made a new super famous friend, Habib Nurmagomedov. Habib and his men took Hasbeek under their wing, and I believe this was the key relationship for Hasbulla to make friends in high places. Habib is Russian and UFC royalty. He is the undefeated champion who has never had a controversy and is beloved by the world. Habib doesn't co-sign or uplift anyone other than the people that are closest to him. With Habib's support and connections, Hasbulla was set for life. They brought Hasbulla to UFC 267 where Islam Makhachev defeated Dan Hooker, then celebrated with him in the ring. He even got into an altercation with Abdu Rozik while he was there. As far as Hasbeek's fight with Abdu, it was now October 2021 and nothing really progressed. Tamev posted screenshots of a private DM with Dana White where Dana said he was interested in making their bout official with the UFC. However, Hasbulla later confirmed that this was a fake DM. There was no contract and this was just a troll from Tamev. Make sure you're drinking water. Hasbeek just kept posting hilarious memes of himself. People doubted that it was actually him running his own page, but it was. He knows that he is a meme. He knows that people love to see him act like a menace, and the more ridiculous, the better. He would jump on trending moments like a picture of him defeating Deontay Wilder, or he would just find himself making the perfect face that would fit the reaction of any weird thing you saw on Twitter. His memes got the attention of Caleb Presley from Barstool Sports, who took his USA fame to new heights.
You ever seen the movie? Cars? You're too big for cartoons? I'm an adult. I like Cars, the movie.
You just bring in Polito.
Hasbulla strikes love and fear through me at the same time. It's hard to put into words why Hasbulla is so loved. He is just packed with charisma and positivity in his tiny body. I think adults just naturally look at children and see bliss, naivety, and almost feel jealous of their youth. Hasbulla has that, but he's a fully grown adult, even though some people, like Mike Tyson, treat him like a toddler. That clip is hard to watch. If it isn't obvious, Hasbulla hates being treated like a toddler. But him running around doing completely normal things like driving a car, laughing, smiling, running, existing, are just interesting to us. He represents the innocence and joy we all had at one point. Plus, his life goals are very humble.
Открыть свой известный бизнес и чтобы нормальные деньги зарабатывал и потом помогать тем людям, которые нуждаются в помощи.
Hasbeek did in fact start a booming business. His popularity and affiliation with Habib landed him a 5-year contract with the UFC.
Oh, wow.
Hasbulla leaned into the idea that he would be fighting since that would get more attention. However, he says he doesn't like fighting. Despite him going viral for constantly hitting and punching people, that's just what they demand from him. Most people ask Hasbulla if he can hit them. He doesn't actually want to do it. We would later find out that he is just an ambassador for the UFC brand, so he will go to events and help promote, but he's not going to fight. How much he made from this deal is still unclear, but Dana White probably paid him more than he pays his fighters. Conor McGregor even chimed in with how he feels about Hasbulla. He was pretty much the first person to ever say anything negative about him, which seemed incredibly out of pocket, but we wouldn't expect much different from the former champion and rival to Habib. Plus, this allowed Hasbeek to engage in a hilarious ongoing beef with Conor for all of our entertainment. As far as other business ventures, we do know he has an NFT project, which we all know aren't technically scams, but they always seem to fall short of what they promise, as the world has no idea how NFTs are going to provide any real value to our lives. He also sells merchandise and gets paid for interviews and collaborations. I don't think Hasbulla is filthy rich by any means, but he's probably doing just fine. His travel expenses are paid by the people he organizes collaborations with, and he says a lot of the nice things he owns are actually gifts from other people, as gifting is very common amongst rich people in other cultures. His deal with the UFC also allowed the Nelk boys to secure an interview with him, because Hasbulla does not work with just anyone. Not because he's closed-minded, but because he doesn't really know who would be worth his time. For example, he didn't know nor care to meet Drake.
You could have met Drake.
You talked to Drake on Instagram, Hasbulla?
What are they messaging you?
What did Drake say to you on Instagram? You left Drake on red?
Wow.
That's crazy. But hey, you never know who has it out for you or who's on your side, so hey.
Hasbeek truly does not fancy anyone. He looks up to God and that's it, which makes him even more special because people think he is this kid in the candy store just happy to be chauffeured around the world, but he would be perfectly content in his small home in Dagestan relaxing with his family. He constantly says his whole purpose of making money is to give it away to others who are in need. His values are centered around his family and friends, but just like anyone else, if you are given the opportunity to travel the world, experience all these exciting adventures just because people want to talk to you, who wouldn't capitalize on that? The Nelk boys also allowed us to see the best side of Hasbulla. He showed them around his country and gave them an insight to who he really is. Then the Nelk boys invited him to the USA and gave him some incredible memories. These videos felt very personal. Of course, we got some iconic Hasbulla antics, but it felt like we were experiencing a deeper insight to his life that just made fans love him even more. But sadly, just when the world thought Hasbulla could do no wrong, he slipped up. And one video changed Hasbulla's reputation forever. Hasbeek decided to film himself disciplining his cat, which consisted of him tugging on its ear and hitting it on the top of the cat's head. One shot with a closed fist and one open hand slap. And the cat also looks like it's afraid of Hasbulla. The internet got set on fire. His comment sections are flooded with him being called an abuser, a terrible person, and that he doesn't deserve to have custody of his cat. Hasbeek responded with this video. Where he says he lightly disciplined it and that he loves his cat more than anyone, and he thinks people are overreacting. A few days later, he's receiving so much hate from the internet that he said he is considering giving up his animal. Basically, everyone agrees that filming himself hitting the cat was definitely weird and totally unnecessary, but some people were making it seem like he was going to be on Netflix's Don't F with Cats Part 2. Cats are mostly gentle creatures who probably don't need to be disciplined, and even if they did, hitting them is not the solution. Because of this, Hasbulla found out that in the Western world and on social media, one mistake can define how the world sees you forever. Some people saw the video of the cat, and now they think he spends all of his free time abusing animals. He didn't apologize, and because he didn't apologize, and he just kind of told his side of the story, most people didn't accept it, and it kind of made it even worse for him. At the same time, Hasbulla likely doesn't care how the world sees him. He doesn't have the same values or morals that people in the Western world do. He likely doesn't fear being canceled, nor is he going to let the masses judge him. He has been attacked his whole life, and he knows at the end, God is the only one whose judgment matters. The real secret to Hasbulla's success is knowing that if he lost everything and had to live the rest of his life in the mountains of Dagestan with his family, he probably wouldn't care.
Good video though. Honestly, good video. I like these videos. Very informative. Can't name a more consistent content creator than you. Keep up the amazing work. Patrick CC at it again with a great documentary. I do like these Kai YouTubers who make daily content. Kai's a streamer, not a YouTuber. It's easier to be more consistent. Plus, his clips are just his streams are what he posts, not videos. He has put time into like that. Bro, like, subscribe. See you guys later. Hope you have a good day or night, and bye.